もっと触って。私がその場にいたら、その不届き者の頬を打ち抜いてましたよ。
Close your eyes, you'll be here soon.
This is the definition of an angel, and not just any angel, the angel, and not just the angel, but Mahiru Shina. Mahiru is known by her classmates as Tenshi-sama due to her seemingly perfect nature as well as her beauty. She ends up shining a light into a place no person would ever wish to tread. A place where it is questionable if anyone could even tread in such a place. A place so messy that not even the most treacherous NEET could dare compare to. Also known as Amane Fujimiya's room, also known as where hope was born in the presence and shape of Mahiru Shina. At least, that's what the story appears on the outside, and I suppose the general formula does appear like that for any onlooker. Why would such an angel want to take care of such filth? Such a degen, such a self-insert main character that has nothing going for him and who literally has no backbone. Like at all! What? You're trying to tell me that because the main character offered her an umbrella, and because the main character just so happened to get sick, that this angel continuously decides to dote on him 24/7? It all must have been an elaborate scheme planned by Amane so he would never have to care for himself again. Not like he did in the first place. Poor Mahiru is being taken advantage of and is being heavily manipulated by mean Amane. Whatever should we do? Fear not, because logical reasoning is here to remove all forms of falsehood implemented by the anime with the introduction of the light novel, aka the best way to digest the story of diabetes. So, with that long-winded introduction out of the way, I am here to express my love for The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten, a series written by Saiki-san and illustrated by Hanekoto, and I'm also here to express how it helped me in many ways. First off though, I do want to say I have not seen the anime as of yet. I'm sure you may be wondering why. And to put it simply, the series is just too filled with diabetes.
そんな。
Just reading Amane and Mahiru's story alone makes me feel overwhelmed with pure joy and happiness because of how wholesome and pure everything is. I once looked at a clip of the anime with the voice actors playing their roles, and oh my god, I just died. I couldn't even finish the clip, it was just too cute for my heart to handle at all. So rest assured, I am fully aware that the anime is full of scenes that will have me dying of diabetes. AKA, I know the anime must be quite good, so in order to watch that in the future, I must be prepared for the constant onslaught I'm sure will be bombarded with once I do come around to seeing it.
プニプニしてしまいました。
Anyways, even if the anime may have many of its own merits that the light novel may not have, it goes to say as well that the light novel will have many merits that the anime just cannot have. I think the main one here, for me at least, if we disregard everything that could be cut from the original material, is Amane's inner dialogue, which has a huge impact on the reader's perspective of how certain events play out and obviously affects their enjoyment of the main character and story as a whole. While I won't deny, Amane has a lot, and I mean a lot of simplistic dialogue where you'll be foaming at the mouth for how perfect and amazing Mahiru is, as well as how awful and slovenly he is in comparison. I do think his character is a lot more nuanced than this in the novel, which is seen through a lot of his inner monologues throughout the many volumes of the story. While it may appear as a pretty slow development at first, I feel it is this slow development which makes it a lot more impactful in the end. It also feels a lot more realistic than seeing Amane change his perspective overnight. It's pretty obvious that Amane and Mahiru play a huge role in the story, and considering they spend most of their time together, they have huge impacts on one another. The real core of this series is literally surrounded by the development of their relationship, as each one draws closer and closer, forming a more intimate bond. Obviously, throughout the novels, we find out that both characters are struggling with something. Mahiru has always yearned for her parents' affection and models herself to be the perfect daughter, in order to even receive one compliment her way. Amane has moved away from his hometown due to wanting to avoid facing his past and wanting a new start in life. I find it really interesting how both of them help build each other up and to help the other overcome what they deeply struggled with in the past. And in that sense, it totally makes sense why they both love each other. They came to rely on each other so deeply and trust each other so deeply because they both supported each other when they needed it the most. Which you cannot tell me is not super wholesome. And so, when you see scenes like this,
俺は家に帰るからな。
いや。あまねくんってやっぱり可愛いですね。可愛い人。余計なことは忘れてください。
You cannot help but feel overwhelmed by the wholesomeness and the cuteness, and overall you cannot not feel extremely happy for them. And I know this may be hard to believe, but it is extremely hard to get me to like a pair of characters so easily, especially through the text. So my conclusion is simply, it is done very well here. I would like to point to the first time Amane gave Mahiru a gift for her birthday.
Koma.
She literally treasured it and is so thankful for it.
クマさんもちゃんと大切にしてます。
クマさん
Although at that time she was skeptical of Amane's intentions, she only did this because she didn't think much of her birthday and she'd never opened up to anyone before.
美味しいです。
A few months later, she becomes bold enough to confess to Amane in front of the entire school that she loves him. And that there isn't anyone else for her with as much confidence as she can bolster. This huge change in character dynamic feels so relieving and amazing, and comes as a good payoff due to the slow build-up that is done throughout the story through such small moments of them just sitting in Amane's room speaking and eating dinner together. From certain moments like the teddy bear gift, going on a date for the first time, to spending New Year's and Christmas together, it all adds up in the end and builds a perfectly cute relationship. Which brings us to a great point to talk about Amane as a character. Besides what I've already mentioned, it's very obvious he lacks any self-confidence and being quite depressed in many regards, which has led him to live the life of a slovenly loner trying to stay out of everyone's way. Now, Mr. MC does have a reason for staying away from others relating to his history, although I will avoid going into it because spoilers. The only friends Amane has are Itsuki Akazawa and his girlfriend Chitose Shirakawa, and later on Yuta Kadawaki, who try their best to support Amane and perhaps push him a little too hard to get with Mahiru, once he found out about the entire ordeal. For now. If anything, the main character can come across quite insufferable at first due to his nature, and also the monologues about Mahiru being beautiful or how he just sucks in comparison. However, Amane, feeling unworthy for Mahiru, ends up making it his goal to become a better man to be suitable for her. And before you start yawning that this reason for self-improvement is stupid, eventually he realizes he is also doing it for himself. He figures out he likes to improve on himself for himself. He likes to work out for himself, he likes to make sure he looks presentable for himself, he likes to keep tidy for himself. AKA, Mahiru did help Amane gain some self-respect, and has bettered not only his life, but helped better himself as a person. Which again, makes their entire relationship so wholesome because it is built on a strong foundation of supporting one another. But in the same sense that Mahiru helped Amane improve, I found myself too being pulled along by Mahiru's influence. Now let's get this straight, I do not mean in some weird sense that a fictional character enticed me to improve in my life because of their beauty. No. It was the oh so gradual development of Amane becoming open to improvement and the very open and accepting environment that the story builds that made me feel such a way. I wanted to improve upon myself because of how much the main two improved themselves and how happy they felt afterwards. I was influenced to cook a lot more than I did, and now I cook pretty much every day. I now actually touch grass more often. I know it's hard to believe, but just roll with it. And I take a lot more care and consideration into my appearance. All because of this one story. Sure, maybe I cannot claim it to be life-changing or anything, but I can say my quality of life has greatly improved, and that alone gives me permission to gloat and praise this work of fiction into my grave. I mean, slightly off topic, but The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten generally has helped me a lot, and I've come to cherish it so much that once I finish reading it, I was hit hard with the post-reading depression feel. To conclude though, everything Amane goes through helps build him up as a person and makes him, in my eyes, a decently level-headed and good main character, who isn't irredeemably trash with no merits of his own. To contrast Amane, Mahiru exists, and at the beginning of the story she can also come off as quite insufferable. First introduced as being the angel, we are led to believe she is perfect in every way. Good looks, good at sports, well-mannered, and with perfect etiquette, knowing how to clean and cook well. The perfect vision of the perfect waifu. But soon we discover along with Amane that she hates all the attention she gets. She prefers to be alone rather than social, and she prefers to speak her mind. The complete opposite of what she is known for. That prickly exterior can feel off-putting or unwelcoming at first. But I think this was the best approach as it helps ground Mahiru's character with a sense of realism. Things don't just happen overnight. Trust is built on a foundation and over time, and it feels rewarding to see that slow progression and see Mahiru feel more comfortable with Amane. It is also very refreshing to see Mahiru, also bashful many times in the story, take charge of her feelings and be more assertive with Amane,
貸してあげますので。
rather than allowing the story to snowball and no progression to ever happen just because she wants to wait to be confessed to. I also find it more fitting for Mahiru to be the more open one with Amane. This is because I feel this helps Amane become more comfortable with himself and more accepting of himself as a person. But I also think it helps him work through the issues he is struggling to deal with alone. I feel that it wouldn't have made much sense for Amane to have confessed instead. This is because of his struggles with his own self-image and confidence. I also want to comment how Mahiru challenges Amane's low self-image. She is constantly standing her ground to support Amane and defend him when others throw a negative and untrue comment their way. That is not only super sweet, but also, I think, reinforces reinforces the idea that Mahiru truly has a great impact in Amane developing the confidence he gradually starts feeling in himself. Finally, Chitose, Isuki, and Yuta do exist, and I'm grateful that they do exist in the story, and I do not hate them or anything. But in all honesty, I wouldn't say they played the greatest role within the story, and most of my enjoyment definitely do not come from them. I think they make a great plot device when necessary and help move the narrative on when necessary, and tease main too when necessary to create many amazing moments like this. One of my very favourite parts about the light novel easily, and is also the reason why I even picked it up in the first place, are the illustrations by Hanakoto. Honestly, I could fangirl forever about how much I really do love the illustrations. I think they appear super gentle, and that fits the feel of the light novel very well. It helps make Mahiru come off as really fragile and innocent, which helps play along with the idea that she is an untouchable angel. When comparing it to the anime, I really do feel like the light novel has an unfair advantage. It is hard to replicate that same exact portrayal within the anime, and from what I have seen, I don't think it was accomplished. Though that is not to say it was bad, I just don't think it can compare to a more superior version. On the topic of the anime, while I haven't seen it, I have heard many of the songs included in there. I must say they are really amazing, and I was constantly listening to a few of those songs in my spare time while the anime was still airing. Especially the ending song Little Love Song. It really captured what I love about Mahiru and in general the series. A slow burn but very effective romance between two not exactly perfect main characters. Which nicely brings us to the end. I hope I've done a great job at convincing you why you should pick up the series and why you should give it a try. Do I still recommend the anime? Well, I recommend the light novels first and foremost if you want the most enjoyment. Else, if you want mostly the fluff, then 100% go for the anime. But don't tell me I didn't warn you. You would surely die from the diabetes. The voice actor for Mahiru is literally Toru from Fruits Basket, and if you watch that series, it is so hard not to be affected by Mahiru. She needs protecting, she is too pure for this world. Anyone who brings harm to her shall face punishment.
その、あまねくんもかっこいいですよ。
In the end, I hope you will enjoy this series as much as I do, and I hope you get some fulfillment out of reading or watching The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten. Scene! Scene!